Hi everyone, and welcome back to Feature Highlights on PeepSo TV channel. My name is Sinisha, and in today's highlight, I'm gonna show you all about groups, from the plugin installation to its huge configuration, and finally, we're gonna learn how to use groups on the front end. There's a lot to cover here, so let's get straight into it. Groups plugin is not available in free version, so you need to buy the Ultimate or any other bundle. Once you purchase the bundle, go to WordPress dashboard, then navigate to PeepSo installer, wait for your license to be checked, scroll down until you find Groups plugin and click on Install. Now the downloader, actually installer, will download the plugin and install it automatically for you. Once you see this message that the plugin is installed, simply click on Activate, make sure that plugin is activated, and just like that, Group plugin is installed on your website. If you want, you can start using Groups plugin immediately using the default settings. Everything will work just fine. However, we strongly recommend you to go to PeepSo, then Configuration, and switch to Groups tab in order to see all of these configurations that will allow you to customize your group experience on your website. One of the first settings I strongly recommend you to configure is to decide whether or not you want to use group categories. Group categories will allow you to organize your groups into different categories, change the listing view, and even show the specific activity stream for the group category. So let me show you how all of that is set up. For the purposes of this video, I will mostly be using the administrator account. That will simply allow me to change all the group settings and do the moderation tasks on the front end without being member of the group or even creator of that group. It simply makes life easier. Later on, I will also show how different group settings affect the regular users, so they will not be ignored, don't worry about it. But for the most part, I will be using the administrator user simply because it makes moderation and administrative tasks easier. Coming back to the group categories, if I take a look in any of these groups, let's say this one, open its settings, I will not be able to select a category. Likewise, if I want to create a group, I am only asked to enter the name and the description and the privacy for this group. So there is no category for me to choose. To correct this, enable group categories and save settings. Make sure that options are updated. Go to the front end of your website, refresh the page to apply the new settings, and you will immediately notice that now we have groups and group categories as two separate tabs to navigate with. Right now, we only have one group category, which is uncategorized, and this category is used to store all the existing groups that were previously created on a website. This is why it's important to choose whether or not you want to use group categories before you actually create the groups on your website. Previously, prior to this option being enabled, I actually did have groups created on my website, and they are all stored into uncategorized category. But do not worry, we can create more categories and then change the configuration of these groups to put them into those categories. So let's do just that and create more categories. To do that, go back to your configuration, then PeepSo, Manage, and open the Group Categories tab. In this window over here, you can manage your group categories. Add a new one by simply clicking on this button. Change the name of the new category, let's say business. Make sure it is published. Generate or enter your own URL slug and enter the description of your group category. Save it. And now, if you want to go and check how it looks on the front end, oh yeah, I forgot to save the name of the category, so it's still using the new category name. You need to save it. Refresh the page. And now there is a business and all of my uncategorized groups. To save some time, I went offline and created few categories, as you can see here. Apartments, business, entertainment, nightlife, and miscellaneous. Expand it for me, please. Thank you. So these are all my groups categories. And I also went and categorized all the groups except one. So if I go to group categories here, I will see that I have some groups in apartments category, in business category, entertainment, nightlife, and so on. I do this in order to get rid of the uncategorized category. So to do that, I will just edit this final group, go to the group settings, edit, and add it to miscellaneous, save, and now when I go to my groups, it will show me all the groups, and in group categories, there is no more uncategorized. So you see, it's not a problem. Even if you had groups before, you can simply go through the group settings. Let me show you once again. No, not here. Open any group, go to settings, categorize it by changing the category, save the category, and once you go through all of the groups, the uncategorized category will be gone. All right, now that we clean up this mess with the uncategorized category, let's go back to PeepSo configuration, then groups, and see what other options we have here. So let's set group categories as our default view. Enable this switch and save the settings. Go back to the front end of your website, go to groups, and now you see that group categories is the default view for the groups. If I disable this and save the settings, now when I refresh the page, the default will be all groups. Let's go and change it back to set group categories as default. And we are going to allow 2 groups, or let's say 3 categories per group. Sorry. So we are going to save it. And now we can add a single group into maximum 3 categories. How that works is simply go to the group settings and this my favorite color group is going to be part of the apartments, business, and nightlife categories. Or let's say entertainment, miscellaneous, and nightlife category. Save it. It will now show in entertainment, nightlife, and miscellaneous. So let's check that. entertainment, my favorite color, nightlife, my favorite color group, and miscellaneous, my favorite color. Let's see what are the other options we have here. Each age.scroll loads one category. Okay, so this is mostly a performance feature, and we actually advise you to keep to one category if you have shared or slower server. If you are confident that your server can handle more load, feel free to experiment with these options, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to keep it at 1 because if I change to 2, 3, 4, or 5, or even more, you will actually not be able to see it, and it will be very hard for me to explain this feature. So let's keep it at 1, save the settings, and then go back to the groups. And now you see how here's the age.scroll, here's the age.scroll. You see how all of these categories are loaded one by one. If I change this to 2 categories and save the setting, I am not sure if you'll be able to see it, but let's try it. Here's the age.scroll, and here's the age.scroll, and it's already loaded. You know, because my environment is very fast, it is best to explain this feature by loading one by one. But once again, if you are confident enough that your server can handle it, feel free to experiment with the number of group categories that will be loaded by each age.scroll. Below all of these options are category listings options. So let's check what will these do. Each category loads 4 groups. Let's change it to 2 groups. And I'm going to expand all categories. Remember how it's showing when you go to the group categories? Remember how it's showing only first category expanded? So I'm going to expand all category, and in each category I'm going to load 2 groups. Save the settings. Refresh this page, and now I'm showing only 2 groups in the categories before show all option is displayed, and also I expanded all the group categories. Hide empty categories will hide those categories that don't have groups in them. Right now, I don't have any group category that has no group in them, so it will actually do nothing. But for the testing purposes, let's enable this option, hide empty categories, and show group count. Save the settings, and then go to the PeepSo Manage group categories and add a new one. Let's just quickly create a new category and call it PeepSo TV category. Save it, generate some URL slug, and we are not going to change the description. Let it be as it is. So now refresh the page, and you see our new category is nowhere to be found because there are no groups assigned to it. Let's change quality control group and go to settings and assign it to PeepSo TV category. Save the settings, go back to groups, and now we will be able to see our PeepSo TV category because there are groups in this category now. And also, we enabled the number so you can see exactly how many groups are there in the specific category. That is this option over here. show group count. And there it is, that's the group count number. Let's go back to the configuration and disable these options to make it more compact. So save the settings, reload the page, and you will see how first category is now expanded. But what if I want the nightlife or PeepSo TV or entertainment category to be first? Simply go back to the PeepSo, Manage, Group Categories, and drag and drop the category you want on the top. And that's it. Now refresh the page. We said nightlife to be first, and it's as simple as that. Now nightlife category will be loaded first. This next feature I'm going to show you, it has gone under the radar for many users, so it might actually surprise you that it is there. So as you can see here, I'm clicking outside of the name of the group, and it actually expanding these group categories. That's all fine, but if I click on the name of the category itself or on show all option, I will actually be redirected to the group category page where I can see all the groups in this category, and I can actually see the stream from all of the groups in this category. There's nothing here because there are no posts in any of these groups, but we are going to make them, create them, and see how it all works. But first, I want to change the avatar for this group category, and let's go with this one. Crop it to something like this. Change the cover image. Okay, this is the fitting image for the apartments. Reposition it a little bit, save it, and now I have an avatar, cover image, description, stream from from these group categories, and all of the groups in this group category. Because I am already a member of some of the groups in this category, I have an option to create a post. So let's create a post and try to post it here. All right, so now it asked me in what group I want to post it, and I'm gonna select the New York apartments, which is an open group, and post it in there. If I go to New York apartments group, I will be able to see my post in it. So let's get back to groups. Group categories, apartments, show all groups, go back to stream, and I can see the stream from all of the groups that I'm member of in this category. Let's quickly change to the regular user and see how it affects them. So go to groups and let's try to create a new group. This new group is going to be in the apartments category. I'm going to give it a name, Green Apartments. Description will be selling cheap, nature-friendly apartments. And the privacy for this group will be secret. What does this mean is explained in my previous video that you can go and see now, where we discuss the privacy options for groups as well as privacy options for a profile. So, but in basic terms, this means that this group will be hidden from everyone else except administrators and the members of this group. And also, Benjamin will have to invite his friends into the group in order for them to be able to see and interact with this group. So let's keep it secret. Create the group. Change the avatar for this group. Let's go with this one. Okay. Change the cover image for the group. All right. And now let's make a post in the secret group at the Green Apartments group that we have created. So, selling cheap apartments in green area of Toronto. Post it. And this will be the post in the secret group. If you go to the community, you will be able to see this Green Apartments post from the secret group because you're the author of it. We have also updated the group cover and updated the group avatar as well. All of these options can be configured in the WordPress admin. Then, oh yeah, I'm not the administrator here. So let's get back to our administrator. Go to the configuration, groups, and then enable post updates upon groups avatar change. Let's disable that. And enable post updates upon groups cover change. Let's disable that as well. So now whenever someone creates a group and changes the avatar for it or changes the cover for it, these posts will not be created. If you want to keep them and create them when someone creates the post updates upon avatar change or upon group cover change, keep these two options enabled or disabled respectively. But coming back to the groups post, if we switch to our administrator user, which is able to see everything at any given point on the website, and go to the groups apartments category and actually open that category, he will now be able to see all of the posts Benjamin created in this new group. Once again, because Green Apartments is actually secret group, no users, no regular users, except members of that group will be able to see those posts. So let's see how that works. Go back to the Benjamin Show profile, open his profile page, go to his groups, and the first thing I want to do here is go to the group I created with this user and invite Jordan Mason into this group. Okay, so let's go back to my profile. Go to groups. Expand the Green Apartments and invite Jordan. Invite to the group. and now he is invited. I'm going to log out from the Benjamin and log in as Jordan Mason. And as you can see here, he must join the group to be able to create new posts. If I go with at the groups page with this user and expand the apartments category, he will be able to see the green apartments because he is now invited into this group. He can accept the invite here, but he can still not see the group content. You see, he can see the content from the public groups, from the open groups, but from the secret groups, he first must to join them in order to see all the content. So let's accept the invite, go back to groups, group categories, apartments, show all, go to stream, and now he can also see the stream that Benjamin created earlier in his group. Now let's try this with the user that is not invited or not the member of this group. So it's going to be Charlotte Lawson, if I remember straight. Yes, it is. So she is not the member of the green apartments group. If we go to the groups with her account and switch to the apartments, she cannot really see any of the groups Benjamin Show created. And she cannot see it over here because, remember, the group green apartment that Benjamin created is the secret group that users need to be invited, and non-members cannot see the group at all. So Charlotte will have to be invited into this group in order to see all of the content. But she can still see and interact with the open groups or even private groups. She will be able to see the description, avatar, and the cover of it, but she will not be able to see the content from it. So let's try and change that as well. So with administrator or group owner, let's change this, my favorite color, to be private group. Yes, I'm gonna change it to private. And I'm gonna post something in this group. All right. Come back to the Charlotte user. Go back to groups. It was here. She can now see that this group is private. Take a look at all the streams from this group. And she is the member of this group, actually. So let's check if that is the case. Yes, she is already member, so we used the wrong group. Let's try with the other one. But this is a good example that she can actually see post from the group that she is a member of. Okay, let's try to create a post or change the group for the group that she is not a member of. Let's just check all of the groups that she belongs to. Okay, she is actually a member of a lot of groups, so not really a good example for her, but you know which group she is not a member of. She is not a member of the green apartments group we just created. So let's change this group to become private instead of the secret. Yes, change it to private. And then go to the groups, apartments, and now she can see the group here, but if we go to the stream, she will not be able to see posts from this group because she is not a member of it. And likewise, she will not be able to post in this green apartments group because she is not the member of it. Now let's get back to the PeepSo configuration groups and see what other options are available for us. Use slugs in group URLs, and group slug changes are the simple options that will allow you to use slugs like this. My favorite color is bacon for the group my favorite color. You see, there is a difference here. So if I enable that option and say that group slug will never change, that means whenever group is created, so let's try to create a group with the slug that never changes. PeepSo TV group. I'm gonna add it to PeepSo TV and leave the privacy as open. But the most important part is the name of the group. That will be group with a slug that never changes. So let's create this group. And now I can see the slug over here, group with a slug that never changes. If I keep this setting as is and say that the group slug is never going to change, once I decided to change the name of this group, let's say group with a slug that group with the new name, save it, yes, and now when I go to this group on the stream, you will see that I have a group with the new name, but the slug has remained the same. I can go here and say to change the group slug name when group name is changed. Save the settings. Let's go back to the group settings and change the name. Group with the shiny new name. Save it. Yep. Go to the stream, and now I need to go back to the actual group in PeepSo TV category. Or where did I put it? My groups. Here it is, group with a shiny new name, and you will see that slug is changed as well. Or I can simply say allow group owner to change the group slug name anytime they want. So if I keep this option enabled, save the settings and go into the settings of the group now, I can change the group slug name to group 22 if I want. go here, check all the groups that Michael is the member of, open the group with the shiny new name, but the slug is now group 22. This simply gives you a freedom to have a group with a different name compared to the URL slug in the address bar. Now let's come back to the WordPress dashboard and go to PeepSo configuration and then groups to see what are the other options available for us. So you can actually enable creating the activity stream when someone joins the group. This option is disabled by default because it can be really spammy when a lot of members join the group, and that's why we decided to keep it off by default. If you want to create the activity stream item, whenever someone joins your groups, feel free to enable this option, and you can also have the action test and on the group stream and other streams when someone posts the group. If you don't enter anything here, the default string will be used. I'm going to disable this option because, once again, it can become really spammy when a lot of people join the group. Notifications are enabled by default for every group, and it simply means that whenever someone joins the group, they will be automatically subscribed to to notifications and emails. Once again, it's solely up to you to decide whether or not you want these options enabled. Scrolling down a little bit, we can find the option for the visual presentation of the group listings. So if we decide to hide the owners or hide creation date, we will just disable show owners and show creation date. So let me just show you how that works. Go to groups, and if I expand any group, let's expand this one, I can see the owner and I can see the date when it's created. So if I don't show the owners and don't show creation date, save settings, refresh this page. Now I will not be able to see who is the owner and when was the creation date. So let's turn those two on. Allow guest access is show or hide the groups listing from the visitors when are not logged in. If you enable this, it simply means that you will allow access to non-logged in users to see the groups. If you don't want non-registered or non-logged in members to see your groups, just turn this off. Default sorting is simply influence how groups will be sorted by recently added, alphabetical, or by members count, default sorting direction, and single column U option is only applied to the new users that didn't change grid or list view. It is simply a new default option for the new members, and if you save the settings, once the new member opens the groups page, they will be presented with a list or the grid option, depending on which one you choose in the configuration here. We might actually change the wording for this option in the next version of PeepSo because this feature are a little misleading. It will be handled in the next updates. Moving to the right side of the settings screen, we can see here that we can allow editing group posts and comments by group owners, by group managers, and by group moderators. These are all enabled options by default, but before we touch them, let's explain who are the group owners, who are the group managers, who are the group moderators, and how to assign that status to different users. Save these settings, then go back to groups. And this time we are going to use our Charlotte Lawson. Let's see if she is the owner of some groups. No, she isn't. So let's switch to our favorite Benjamin Shaw. And we know for sure that he is the owner of the Green Apartments group, if I remember straight. My groups, Green Apartments, okay. So he is the owner of this group, and he can go to the members screen and say that Jordan Mason can become a new owner by transferring the ownership. I can turn him into the manager or turn him into the moderator. I can also remove this user from the group or ban him from the group. But right now, I want to turn this user into manager. Are you sure you want to make Jordan a group manager? Yes. And now Jordan will be able to edit all the stream posts that are created here, even those created by a group owner. Let's log in as Jordan Mason. And you can see he can now edit this post. If I don't want my managers to be able to edit group posts and comments, I will disable this option. Likewise, if I don't want my group moderators to be able to edit posts and comments, and only group owner to be able to do that, I will make my settings like this. Save the settings. Refresh the page to apply the new settings. I am logged in as Jordan, which is the manager of the Green Apartments group. But now he can only delete the post. He cannot edit it. He is able to delete the post because he is the group manager. If you don't want him to be able to delete post, remove the group manager status from him. So let's log in as Benjamin Shaw. Log in, then go to our group. Settings, actually members. Find the Jordan Mason, manage, turn into regular member, and that's it. Now Jordan will not be able to moderate or delete posts in this group. Let's check it out. Log in as Jordan and go to stream. Let's wait for it to actually loads. and now he's just a regular user and can only report the content for moderators or group managers to intervene. And finally, let's check the advanced options in the group settings. So pin to top only inside groups will simply allows you to pin the posts inside the groups only. So if this option is not enabled, so let's keep it like this, disabled, and then go to any group, let's find the one with posts. I can easily do that by going to group categories, then stream, and here's the group with a post. Let's open that group. And as an administrator, I should be able to pin this. Yes. I am now pinning this post to the top of the group stream, and it says pinned here, but I'm also going to pin it on top of the activity stream. So whenever something happens here, it will be posted under this pinned post. So let's try with just a normal post, and when I post it, it will be actually displayed under the pinned post. However, if I go to the group settings and say pin to top only inside groups, this means that this pinned post will still show up in both activity streams on the community and the groups. However, on community, it will not be pinned to the top anymore. You see, it moved down. It is still pinned, but it is going to move down whenever there's a new posts added to the stream. So let's try to create a new stream like this. Add some pictures. Post it. And the pinned post from the group is pushed down, but it will always stay pinned to the top in the group. So if I post something in this group, let's do photos again. Post it, it will be posted under the pinned post. Let's get back to the configuration and see what will force unique names do. Let's enable that option, save the settings, and make sure that options are updated. Now, if I want to create a group that is called, let's see here, let's try the Untouchables. I want to create the group with that exact name, give it a description. Choose the category and the privacy. When I create the group, it says this group name cannot be used because it's already used. Okay. Replace invite with add for admins. So right now, as an administrator of the website, I can go to any group basically and invite any member of the website. So I'm going to invite them to the group, invite Maria, invite Logan, and that's all fine. However, I can switch this replace invite with add for admins, save the settings, and then when I go to, let's just refresh the page to apply the new settings. Now when I go to the group, I will actually have the option to directly add users to this group. So instead of inviting them to the group, now I will add Helen, Johnny, and Benjamin to this group, and they will automatically be added there. Here's Benjamin, here's Helen, and whoever was the third one I added. Let's come back to the settings again and switch the email admin when a new group is created. What this option do is basically just send the email to admins whenever a new group is created. This is good for moderation purposes, but if you want, you can keep it disabled. And show membership summary for group names on stream. If I enable this and save the settings, I can now go to the group, actually to the community stream, and hover over the group name, and I will see that I am the group member, I'm going to be notified, and I'm receiving emails from this group. Now, what are these options? Let's check them out. Click here on this bell icon, and here you can choose all the options you want. Do you want the notification to show up here whenever someone posts in this group? Then you check this Be Notified button. Do you want to receive email when someone posts in this group? If you want to, then check this button. As you can see, it automatically checked the on-site notifications because you cannot receive emails if you don't get the notifications on the site itself. You can disable emails and get the on-site notifications from this group, but you can't do the other way around. Right now, they are all both disabled, but if I want to only receive emails, I cannot do that because notifications on site are required for emails to be generated. And I am going to unfollow posts in this group, so whenever someone posts in this group, they will still be shown in the community filter. Let's apply it. I will still see this post in the entire community site, but if I filter the stream for the following only and apply, I will still be able to see it. Now, why is that? Because this user is an administrator. And if you followed our previous videos where we discussed how to set up the stream filters, you will actually know that it is a very bad idea to use administrator user to test any privacy or filter related options, because this guy installed WordPress, installed all the plugins on the site, and he needs to know what's happening on the site at every given moment. So we are going to switch to the Jordan, our regular user, who is also a member of the Quality Apartments group, and he also have the same settings over here. So he is going to receive the notification when someone created the post, receive an email, but he is not following this group. So if we go to the community as a regular user, we will still see the posts from the public group, but if I now change the filter to following, all of a sudden I will not be able to see the group from the quality apartment. Now I'm seeing the community filter, and now I'm going to switch to posts only from members and groups you follow, and all of a sudden there are no posts from the group I don't follow. Once again, we have great video explaining the stream filters, so do check that out if you want. As I already mentioned other videos, Now is the good time to explain the privacy options for the groups. We already touched this subject in our previous videos regarding privacy, but since this is a huge option, it deserves to be mentioned and explained one more time. So, when you create a group, let's try to create a group, and enter the name and the description, here you will be able to choose the open, private, or secret group. So what does open private group means? It simply means that non-members can see the group content, but they cannot post in the group. So if I'm not a group member, I will be able to see all of the content from the open group. So I will be able to see the group description, group cover, group avatar, and all of the group posts that have been made in that particular group. And I will be able to see that in the group stream as well as the entire community stream. So let's change this back to the community stream. So everything that happens in the open group, I will be able to see here and in the group itself. Let's get back to the create group window. Now I have an option to choose private. So in the private groups is basically the same thing as the open. However, users here will not be able to see the posts generated by the members of the groups, of that group. They will still be able to see the group cover, group avatar, as well as the group description. However, no posts from the group will ever be shown publicly to non-members of this group. Likewise, if user wants to become the member of the private group, they will have to request the invitation to the group. And finally, secret groups are completely different. They are hidden from the view, and if you're not a member, you will not even see that group in the list. You will not see any post from the group, and you will have to be invited to such group. Earlier in the video, we already have created such group, but we changed its privacy to private. So now I'm going to change the privacy of this group back to secret. And let's see who are the members here, Benjamin and Jordan. Okay, that simply means we need to log in as the user who is not a member of that group, and Charlotte definitely isn't. And as you can see, she is not able to see any post or even see that group here in the group lists, because that group is secret and Charlotte will actually have to be invited before she can see or interact with this group. For the very end, let's go back to our administrator user and see what are the available options in the group once the group is created. So let's create a new group. And give it a category. Say it is an open group and create it. So now if I go to settings, I can naturally change the cover image, change avatar, add user, change my notification options, and here I will be able to make additional settings to the group to make it more personalized. So I can change the group anytime. I deliberately go with this generic random group so I can show it to you. Okay, let's change it to PeepSo TV Awesome Group. Save the setting and confirm that I want to change the group on the name. All group members will be notified, but I don't really have the group members yet. So we are going to change the slug as well to Awesome Group. Group description can remain the same. Category will remain the same. And now enable join button. So this is the part where I can choose whether this group will actually become a group or a business page or something to that extent. It's not a complete change, and it's not a complete overdo that will allow you to have business pages, but it can be used as such. So let's try to hide the invite button, and as you can see, it has no effect on site administrator. Actually, join button. We are not going to show the join button for this group. We are not going to show invite button for this group. Once again, has no effect on owner, manager, on site administrator. If we want to disable new posts, that means no one will be able, of course, except administrator, but no one will be able to create new posts in this group. I am not going to choose this option. If I want to disable likes and comments, I can do that as well. So if I don't want comments or likes on the posts, I can disable that. And once again, it has no effect on owner, manager, and site administrator. I can allow non-member actions. So if the above settings are set to yes, to disable new posts, if I'm disabling the likes and comments, this option have not been in effect because it actually requires likes and comments. So I have to keep this to no and then edit this allowed non-member actions to nothing. So it means non-members will remain non-members and depend on the group privacy. They will only be able to see the posts and the stream. But if I change to reactions, comments, or reactions and comments, the users who are not the members of this open group will be able to make reactions and comments. Let's temporarily change this group to secret. And now you will see that there is no option for that anymore because non-members cannot see the secret groups. Let's change it back to open. And now you do have allowed non-member actions. Disable new member notifications is the option that will notify owner and managers when new members join the group. If you don't want them to receive the emails, just simply edit this to yes and save it. Before finishing this video, I want to discuss one more feature regarding third-party plugin called Paid Memberships Pro. Now, don't let the name fool you. This is absolutely free plugin that you can download from the WordPress plugin directory by simply searching for Paid Memberships Pro here in the search field, and it will find it right over here. This plugin does have a lot of paid add-ons, but to use this feature I'm going to show you right now, you don't need anything else than Paid Memberships Pro integration plugin that is available in PeepSo bundles, and naturally the Paid Memberships Pro plugin itself. The configuration of Paid Memberships Pro, as well as related integration plugin that's provided in PeepSo bundles, will be covered in detail in a separate video. Right now, I'm just going to assume that you already have Paid Memberships Pro installed, as well as Paid Membership Pro integration plugin installed and activated. Also, you will need to have a few membership levels. From some of my previous videos, I have this PeepSo TV membership level, which is free. And what I can do here, if I go and edit this membership, scrolling down to this section, I can automatically add users who fit this membership level to the following groups. I will select this one. I can select more if I want to. And whenever users select that membership, they will be added to all of the groups that I selected here. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to add them to the PeepSo TV Awesome group. Save this level, and let's check that in practice. Here I have Helen Bishop, which is just a regular user, and she is obviously not the member of the PeepSo TV Awesome group. She is a member of some groups, but the one we need is nowhere to be found. So if Helen goes and chooses the membership, PeepSo TV membership, select it, let the Paid Membership Pro does its thing, and now when we go to the groups, we'll see that Helen is now automatically joined the PeepSo TV Awesome group. There she is. PeepSo Groups can also be integrated with LearnDash through the respective integration plugin that we provide in the bundles. However, LearnDash is strictly paid WordPress plugin. There is no free version of this plugin, and you actually need to buy it before you can use it. This is the reason why I will not cover the LearnDash integration in this video, and it will be a subject for the separate video in the future. And with that, I would like to wrap up this a bit longer video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, smash that bell notification icon to be notified whenever a new video comes out, follow us on social media and all that good stuff. Until then, I wish you all the best and have a great success with your community. Bye!